TC Backer, TC Backer. TC Backer, TC Backer.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris Baker.
And I'm Ty Backer with TC Backer Construction.
Welcome to episode 61 of Behind the Tool Belt. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. It's great weather here this week. You know, let's keep it rolling. It's supposed to be nice to finish out the week here. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. We got a special guest here today. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Evolved Stone again. We got the Home and Garden Show coming up here. And obviously, we're going to be talking about hiring because we're always looking for good quality people out there.
Absolutely.
Ty, if you want to maybe introduce our guest here and you know, you guys' background and everything. And
Heck yeah. Well, this is Tommy Cordell with Cordell Motorsports. Me and Tommy go back well over 20 years. We're lifelong friends. We went to elementary school, junior high, high school together. Played sports together, baseball, a lot of baseball, flag football in school, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Our parents were friends, same neighborhood, grew up beating each other up, beating everybody else up, you know, all the cool things that kids do. We reconnected, I don't know how long ago it was, but there was a period where, you know, we didn't see each other. He had his life and his family, and I had my life and my family and stuff, but we reconnected. He got back into stock cars. Stock car racing?
Well, late models.
Late models, yeah. Late model racing again. Your dad was a racer for a long time, and I remember as a kid growing up, you guys would be hauling the trailer somewhere, wherever you guys were going, and I remember wondering where the heck you guys were going.
Right.
But he lived up the street from me, but now he's we're all grown up, and he's a man with a plan, and I look up to him for a lot of things, and he's doing a lot of good things in his community over in Waynesboro. That's my old stomping grounds. That's where I graduated high school from. Tommy is still a native of Waynesboro, Rouserville. Actually, I should say.
yeah.
Sorry, my dad would kick my ass right now because they actually put Rouserville on the map.
Yeah.
Like purposely tried to actually get Rouserville on the map.
Yeah.
And give them their own zip code, which is kind of like a suburb of Waynesboro.
Right.
Just a little shithole town that we grew up in and raised all kinds of hell. Appalachian Trail cuts through there, so we rode a lot of dirt bikes and on the trail, which you're not supposed to, but we bowled, hung out at the bowling alley, hung out at the arcade, did the normal thing.
Skate land?
Yeah.
Yep, skate land.
Oh,
We used to
This
love
guy
that.
could roller skate, buddy, right here.
Really?
Oh, I guarantee you, he was fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
loved it. We went at least 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Man. That's
my
awesome.
brother and my sister, they'd have to take me, so I'd have to beg one of them to take me up there. But it was within walking distance, at least back then.
Yeah.
It was within walking
Yeah,
distance. But
right,
nowadays, you would not let your kids walk as far as that was
It's
from where
funny
we
how
were.
times change, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy because we were just talking about that the other day.
Right, man.
That when we were left home at 12 years old, 10, 11, 12 years old,
Yeah, man.
we were left home.
It wasn't a big thing. I
Right.
wouldn't even begin to think what would happen. Not that I don't trust my kids, but God forbid if another parent or
Right.
a school
Yeah.
or something would find out. Now you're
Right.
an unfit
And
parent.
God
yeah.
forbid you leave the house for an
Yeah,
hour and
man.
leave your 12-year-old son home or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how times have changed. But Tommy's got this really cool thing going on right now. It's called Racing to Reunite.
Yeah.
And it intrigued me. Tommy reached out to me and told me what he was doing. I thought it was a great idea. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay. Thanks, Ty. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, too. That's
Yeah,
great.
Absolutely, man.
Well, Racing to Reunite essentially started this. Let me back up. It probably started a couple years ago, but just didn't develop itself. It's something that I was always concerned about. Obviously, I have a daughter. It's 13, going to be 14, going on like 23, I think. You know how that goes. The kids are grow quicker today. They're more keener with things,
Yeah.
But I constantly see Facebook postings, and I comment to my friends, and I'm like, look at this, somebody else missing, and it may be 2-year-old, 14-year-old, 18-year-old, whatever. But it kind of blew me away, and it just kept building up in my mind. I'm like, man, I know that the police and all these different people, they help, when a child's lost. But then at the end of the day, and this is no offense to anybody at all, but everybody goes back to their lives. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, and that's okay. I mean, because everybody can't be, I get that. But, I think about, the parents, they don't go back to their lives,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't go home that night and, you always say you go to bed and lay your head down, everything's going to be okay. Well, that's an unknown,
Right.
And I thought, well, maybe there's something more that we could do, and quite frankly, when someone says, what do you exactly do? I say, I kind of don't know,
Right.
But
Right.
we're in it. Mm-hmm. And when you're in it, I think things come into its own of
Right.
what you are meant to do. You know what I mean? So we started out basic, and I named it Racing to Reunite, and I thought, I raced late models, and I thought, well, this would be a good way to use that as a platform,
Right.
and get out to this. It's about getting out to people.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
awareness.
get the information out there.
Exactly.
Right.
Especially going to Winchester. We run, and that's Virginia. We run in Maryland, Pennsylvania. Well, in that area up there near where he said we grew up at, that's a hub of 4 states you could be in a matter of 15 or 20 minutes.
Exactly. So
It's actually a really dangerous area when it comes to people trying to get away. So anyways, moving forward, Racing to Reunite, I thought, well, that would be the platform to carry that and reach out to everyday people, at the races.
Right.
And how do we do that? Well, the first thing I thought about was how would we put someone that's missing on the car?
Right.
Well, in reality, you know, I'm not, you know, NASCAR. So to have like something painted or a new vinyl every week, I mean, that'd be great. You know what I mean?
Right,
That'd be awesome, like on the hood, you know? But reality is, I think, you know, you do what you can. And I thought, well, how about on the car, we put, we print one of the, you guys all seen like the missing posters, okay?
Right.
And we put that underneath a piece of plexiglass. And then that's fasteners that come on and off on the car.
Right.
So then we just switch it out, you know, all the time.
Right.
And we switch that out each race, and wherever we're racing at, that young man or young woman's picture on that missing picture is we hand that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And at the gates and stuff, we don't make, you know, anybody, you know, here you need to take the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take one, you take one.
Right.
And that also goes up on Facebook, you know, under our postings, that person. And then we're going to have some there at the races, like a little, like one of them little triangle signs, you know?
Yeah.
And it says, you know, take one. That way if people are walking through the infield pits. You know, my motto, I guess, my tagline for this, because you know, you try to run this like a business, anything you do, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that way it has metrics that you can measure, successful outcomes and such.
Nice.
Obviously, the outcome that would be like hit it out of the park would be if somebody did based upon this, help locate somebody.
Right.
I mean,
man, that'd be phenomenal.
yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, you could never imagine that'd be the biggest win ever, you know?
Right.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Right, so I was going to ask you, like, are you printing out flyers and handing them out? Which I'm glad to hear you say that. So, okay, so let's take this one step further, because, you know, I love being involved with stuff like this. So I'm wondering if we could talk to Ronnie, talk to Jim, talk to Jim's boy, Ryan, who races the go-karts, and talk to Logan and Alan, if maybe we could do it at the same time, or whatever week, whatever child you're featuring that week, or it could be a different child, but we could help you have a bigger reach.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whatever week that you're running or featuring whichever child, if you could email me, then I could get it in their hands and simply, you know, somehow like post it on their car, just something simple, nothing crazy, just put it in a clear envelope, and then print them out, several copies that they could hand out too, to get you a better reach and maybe get more drivers or riders involved with this, dude. I could see the ripple effect of this being huge.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, obviously in a perfect world you'd be able to find all these kids, all these missing people, but even if only one person is found, I mean, that's like you said, man. I mean, how much time is really invested in the searching? You know, maybe the first week or something like that. A lot of people are searching,
it does fade off.
It becomes what they call cold cases, and people don't look for it anymore.
It isn't like on TV on all the shows, you know, where they're like every day.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like that TV show, I can't remember the guy's name and what TV show he hosts, but at the end of the show, it'll say these people were found.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was televised that one night. Now, granted, that's reaching hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
But by doing this every weekend, and Alan just said they're in, and Jim said that he thinks it's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, how many people could you could you touch, Tommy? By doing this, sharing whoever your you know, whatever the profile is that week, we get it out to everybody, even if it's not the same and we miss a week or something like that. But I think every single flyer is going to count.
Not only that, you know, you touched on, you know, everyone else kind of goes back to their normal lives, but the people that are directly related to these people that are missing, if anything, that gives them hope that at least someone's cares. You know what I mean? Someone's at least trying or what have you. You know, and I was watching the video that you did recently where you were getting interviewed, and the statistics and stuff on this. So you maybe want to touch on that, what the statistics are?
The last recorded for, I guess it'll be 2019, because 2020 they're still working out their numbers and stuff. But nationally, I mean, there was 30,000 abductions in the United States. That's true abductions.
30,000.
30,000. And that's not runaway, and then they ran away and then come back.
How many's recovered?
Well, it's usually about a third.
About a third.
Yeah. And we'd like to see that higher, obviously. Pennsylvania, there was 194 limit.
Wow.
And Pennsylvania is pretty high.
So that's one just about every other day.
Yeah. If you think of it
about
that, sure.
Right.
Yeah, so there's 365 days, so that's damn near every other day.
Yeah, there was just a young lady last Friday that was last seen in Dover. She's missing.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was 15.
Well, you never know where these kids are going to.
That's what I'm saying.
Or someone who might have saw them at the grocery store.
Right, and that's why my tagline is a second look may make the difference.
Yeah,
That's
man.
it. That's all you're asking people to do.
Right.
Is just give a second
That
look.
just gave me
Yeah, man.
goosebumps, man.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
And I would like it's like this. And people, I want everyone to know it's 1-800 the lost is like the national number to call.
1-800 the lost.
Yeah, 1-800 the lost.
Somebody put that in there.
Yeah.
Someone comment that in there
Yeah.
because that's I didn't know that.
And guess what? Don't if you even think that that person, call it. You're not. It ain't like 911 calling and you're gonna get in trouble because you called it. It really wasn't them.
Right.
No, not at all. Because
Right.
there's a chance it could be.
Now,
Right.
let me ask you this. This one photo that you had here, and I wish I would have thought about this. Now, is she still missing?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well, there you
that's
go.
that's her right there.
We'll keep
That's the
this
one I
up
was
then.
talking about right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Last seen in Dover. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And like to me, I don't know. I mean, you think about being a parent, and you would really like appreciate people out doing this.
100%,
Giving
man.
a second look.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're not talking about cars. We're not talking about what. We're talking about a human being.
Yeah.
And the hard part about this, especially for female in their teens or tweens, they call it 12 years old, 13,
Right.
which that's where my daughter's at, and we,
Same,
we
man.
have these discussions all the
Yep,
time. And
same.
I know she gets tired of hearing them, but the thing of it is one out of every 6 of those young girls go into sex trafficking ring.
Right. And that's real, man. That's
Yeah.
real.
That's a
around
real.
here.
I mean, what word have we heard over the past year every day? Pandemic.
Yeah.
We hear that every day.
Right.
There's a pandemic right now because of Corona.
Yeah.
Right. This is a pandemic too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a very large It's much larger than you can ever imagine.
Right.
And the sex trafficking ring is much larger. Like when you look at the statistics, it's sickening.
Yeah.
And I encourage anybody out there to take a second and go on the National Center for Children's Missing and Exploited Children. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And that's the whole national thing. And you pull up Pennsylvania, and there'll be, up somewhere around 200 people missing. And there'll be people like this young lady here just last week. And then you flip down and you'll see this cute little young man, little boy or girl, someone's child. It's 5 years old. And you'll see a progressed image where they're 50.
Yeah.
That sets you back.
Yeah, it does.
They've been going that long.
Right.
That sets you back in your chair when you look at that. It does me.
Yeah.
And they've been missing since 1968, 72,
Wow.
81. And
Yeah.
they progressed their image to give you a little feel. But I can't even fathom that.
Yeah.
I can't. It gives you chills,
Yeah, man.
And it always says how they're missing. Like for instance, like the one said the other day, went across the street to play with a friend. Last city.
Yeah.
That's it. Go
Yeah.
on. And like I said, this ain't like losing a ring. This ain't like losing your car or $10. It's just a child.
Yeah.
It's
man.
human life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And like my mission is to obviously bring awareness and to educate. And I'm kind of working on that part right now. But here's what I say about the whole education thing. Yes, you can talk to your children. The more you talk to your kids, whether they say, in their head buzz off, they don't want to hear this.
Right.
The more you they hear, it does hopefully somewhere stick in
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to tell my daughter about stranger danger, people you don't know. I mean, it's absurd. And these are people in your community that potentially could be thinking about doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I recommend on the education, people say, well, what do I do other than talk to my child? Well, one is know where your children are. Okay, that's a big thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Know where your kids are.
Right.
Bottom line. And I know that's hard as we get to be teenagers. We were running around, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's some things, but it was a little different then.
Yeah, man.
It was a lot different.
Oh, a
you
lot.
know,
It was.
a lot
different,
We were
yeah.
just talking about that before the show. And nowadays, it's like set boundaries. Times. Well, I'll just see you later. No. What time and where are you coming? Back to the house?
Yeah.
Back here?
Right.
That's important. We have technology, cell
I'm
phones.
just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's, not that we don't use it usefully, but let's really use it
Right.
usefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most kids have cell phones. Put the tracker on.
Yeah.
Turn the
Yeah,
tracker
me and my kids, we share an Apple family
Right.
plan, and that puts our locations. I mean, at any point in time, I can pull a map up and I can see right where my kid's cell phone is.
Yeah, no, that's
at all
great.
times. So
That's great.
Yeah.
it's something simple that's right at your fingertips. Take advantage of it for sure.
I mean, the state, you heard of the Amber Alerts. It goes off on your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
You're driving down the interstate, and on the
the
signs,
billboards, yep.
the billboards, that's lit up, so-and-so in a car last seen.
Yeah.
Helping is just not being like, whatever. Helping is being like, like when you're
Right.
going by cars.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea. You
Never
may,
know, man.
and make the call. The other thing I think it's important for especially the toddlers that are, in that 4 or 5, up to 10 years old, out playing, running around, is have a picture book every year, once a year, add a new picture. And all that book is pictures of your child.
Right.
And fingerprinting. You can go get fingerprints at like the Masonic Lodge to do this, the police departments to do this, to where you take your child down, fingerprint them, and yes, do that.
Yeah.
But also too, it's not a genie rocket science to do a fingerprint. You know what I mean? It's something.
Yeah.
Have that book, because if something happens, they have pictures, and just tell some stuff about the child.
Right.
Because that may be like a piece that stands.
Speaking
out.
of our childhood, remember they used to fingerprint us.
Yeah.
They would come
Yeah.
back. They would come to school.
Yeah.
And they would fingerprint us. Do they still do that?
I don't think so.
I don't think
no,
so, man.
No,
Yeah,
My-
I don't know 100% why, but I'm sure
Yeah.
it had something to do.
Oh, yeah.
Along those lines that you could
Yeah.
be identified later.
Yeah,
I
100%.
took my daughter to, it was a Masonic Lodge. They had a thing like on this Thursday, come by and and they register it and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm all about that. But the picture book thing, every year a new picture, and that's all that's for. So if they would, God forbid, come up missing, like here's this is the picture we want to use. Because lots of times let's face it, when that happens, you're in a tizzy. It's a struggle.
100%.
Oh yeah, you're like all
Gotta be stressful.
Yeah,
I mean,
so have that resource that people can do. They don't
Yeah.
have to wait
Right.
because seconds, minutes is crucial. If somebody goes missing at 7:30, like it's 7:45, like people start seeing, like the sooner the better.
Yeah.
Because you think till they get going to wherever they're going,
Right.
Yep.
you may get that look at
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I never want anybody. People say lost children. I don't use that term. I don't like that term. Lost is not a good term. And I'm not a big political person, but I don't like it because lost to me represents it's lost. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I lost this or I lost that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Misplaced, missing, but lost. It just really doesn't give any hope to
Right.
things.
It's almost like saying goodbye
Yeah, exactly.
because that's the end.
Yeah, look, right. Everything we associate with the word lost is the end.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I don't like to do that because I know that them kids, if they knew we were sitting here talking, they wouldn't want us to think that.
Yeah.
Because if they think they're lost, then and it's bad because a lot of times we've all seen these stories on TV, like the Elizabeth Smart that has been missing, taken for 25 years, and she didn't want to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's bad. I mean, they break these kids down,
Yeah.
especially in these sex trafficking rings,
Yeah, it's not
and they interrogate them, and now they're like, yes, I'll do what you. That's their life now.
Yeah.
And
Get
that's
'em hooked
sad.
on drugs.
Yeah, psychiatric wise, that's scary and sad.
Yeah.
For sure.
And with this social media,
Yeah.
we all like getting on Facebook. I mean, how many things? TikTok,
Right.
Twitter.
Yeah.
It just keeps going on.
Yep.
Right. My daughter's way ahead of me in this. Like Facebook, I'm good, but she's on all this stuff.
Right. Right.
And people, it's hard to believe, but it is true because they catch people all the time on the national registry. They got to register.
Yeah.
They sit and hawk on this stuff, social media. Or their friends,
Yeah.
We had an incident to where we kind of thought, somebody was trying to get through to my daughter, This has been a couple years. And it didn't pan out. And once I called, and I got involved and seen this right away, it was like it all shut down because they've been hacked. You see,
Yeah.
look, can I talk to your mom or dad? Blank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's people that sit and pray on this,
Yeah.
and they groom kids, especially young girls. They groom them. You know, I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. You're so you know, it just keeps going. And it's something like this may not happen overnight. It's weeks and weeks and weeks of build up. That's that grooming process that somebody is constantly they're preparing them.
Yeah, so I guess the point is probably we should monitor what our kids are doing.
Oh yeah,
100%.
You know, especially on TikTok and things like that. I know Facebook, there's an age limit there, but you know, who knows? There's all these chat rooms and stuff like that.
It's
you know, I guess the moral of the story is that we really need to pay attention to what our kids are doing and who they're talking to.
Yeah.
On the internet. You know, there's so many creeps out there.
Oh yeah.
You know, and like you said, it could take weeks and months. Like you said, they develop somehow manipulate them into being their friend.
Yeah.
You know, and paint this beautiful picture for them. You know, and they don't even know who they are or have
Send them
ever
gifts,
have
all
met
this.
them before.
Yeah.
And Dallas is saying that we're awesome for doing this, and she said that they used to offer fingerprinting services every year to York Fairgrounds. Which
okay.
I have no idea if they do that or not, but that would be
I'm
great.
not sure.
You know, and I know some people might feel weird about, the government's got my fingerprints, but I mean, my fingerprints have been in the system for a long time, and I mean, what am I hiding from?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
God forbid I came up missing.
Yeah.
And there was a deceased body that someone came across, and it was decomposed to the point where they couldn't identify me, but at least they would know if it was me or not from my fingerprints.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Oh, yeah.
that's the least I could do for my family foreclosure.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think
Fingerprints are well worth it because I mean, if you don't fingerprint, they got nothing.
right.
If they do get, but see, and that's if you obey the law, which we all do, but when they do their work, I mean, it ain't like the TV. They just don't go busting doors down. I mean, they've got to have their stuff together too,
Right.
you know, before.
Right.
And one thing of it is if they can fingerprint something, I mean, so right there you go. You know, if you got them, you know, it would move things along
Right.
a lot farther.
Yeah.
You know, and
So what is your mission? Like, what is your goal? You know, what do you have expectations or what? What is that?
yeah, my goal is this. Right now, we're in the process of putting together a non-for-profit status, and it's a little convoluted, twisted and turning process with the IRS, you know, and it takes a while. And we're doing that, and that right there is going to open this group here up, Racing to Reunite. It's going to open it up to donations, okay, that are appropriate, you know, whether from a business or somebody, tax credit, whatever. And it's also going to open up the room for grants, okay? There's a lot of money out there, believe it or not, on grants that goes untouched and thrown back into the pot for something else every year because people don't have a nonprofit status. Right. And because it's not easy doing that, you know?
Right.
You have to have a board of directors, you have to do all this. But the ultimate goal is, to be able to have funds right there and actually, and I know some people may think, man, Tom, this is crazy, but for us to actually investigate and look into when there's a missing child in the area or something, that we have abilities and means to go investigate it and look.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question for you, man. What's your process to decide what missing person you're going to use every week? Is it just like kind of pull out of the hat? Is there something that you look for specifically, or how's that go?
That's a good question because I'm going to be honest with you, and I like to be upfront. That I don't have a complete 100% answer on that, but I'll tell you what I've been thinking about. Because it's hard, you know.
Yeah.
Like who do you pick? You know,
Right.
you don't want to make this like
You base it off how old it is, how
I've been
long-
like for this instance right here.
the areas.
Yeah, it was like just the other day, and I usually do it like bam, like right away on the newest one. But I got to find a way to incorporate someone that has been missing for like 20 years. You know, and that's hard, you know, because you want to have the time to do it all. One thing I thought about is once we're trying to get set up better with copying, because it's a lot of paper, a lot of copying. I mean, and truly saying that it's not a lot because I don't have like some special resources that I need to do this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But to like be able to group, and I'm working on that, trying to get some details like of the missing posters that are small that have like grouped on them. So we do a front and back that'd be like everybody on it,
Right.
you know. But I also don't want to like get people washed out. Like there's just too many, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
right.
it just kind of washes. Because think about it, if somebody says, "Have you seen this person?" and hands you this paper, okay, and or somebody hands you a paper with 185 pictures on it. I mean, it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, you're overwhelmed. You know, what I mean,
Yes.
you're just like
Your
trying to,
eyes don't focus
yeah,
very
right.
well.
And that's
It's just
really hard.
overwhelming.
You know, it's really hard. So having said that, right now it's by the date, and I'll work probably back. I gotta be, you know, if someone comes up like this young lady, like the week, you know, end of the week, you know, we're obviously gonna boo because, like I said, time is of the essence.
Yeah, I'd imagine the statistic, you know, they say if you guys have ever seen that show, The First 48.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'd imagine if someone isn't found within the
It drops
beginning
off.
periods, the statistic is probably crazy.
It drops off.
Yeah.
on the likelihood of you finding that person.
And unfortunately, that's when authorities and a lot of people shut it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Not saying that they would never. Oh, I think
Exactly.
that's but they kind of close it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's hard. I mean, to tell a parent that because you'll never quit looking as a parent.
Well, see, and that's the thing. They're the only ones that aren't giving up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think by you doing this, you know, that gives them hope that someone does care.
Yeah.
And that someone is doing something about this.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what's cool about it because I can't even imagine. I know at one point in time, well, a long time ago, and I hate to even say this, and I don't even know which word to use because you don't like the word lost, but we misplaced Rocket at we go to this campground, and it seemed like forever, but really it was probably like 17 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay, what
right.
we thought. And he was at somebody's
Yeah.
campsite, people we knew.
Yeah, but
And the terrifying feeling that
Oh,
we
yeah.
felt, we were just scouring the campground because where we stayed in this campground, there was a lot of regulars there, but then there was also what they call transients.
Yeah.
People that come in for a night or two.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we were like,
Right.
worst case scenario went through our minds. We were tripping out. I mean, it was
Yeah.
horrible.
yeah,
I guarantee it, man.
And he simply just stopped off. You know, he was with one of our friends' daughter who's older, and I don't know if she misplayed what happened, but he wandered off the playground and just saw that they had a campfire, knows them, we know them, see them every weekend. Thought nothing of it to go, hey guys, how you doing? What are you doing every morning?
Right.
You roasting marshmallows because he's a kid. I want some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like a dog gets, catches onto a scent and just kind of starts wandering off. And so we, all tripped out. So I can't even imagine what that feeling would be after 24 hours, after 36 hours, after 48 hours of that doom and gloom and that fear, but for you to, to be doing this when everyone else, not that everyone else quit or gave up, but
Right.
but when there's really not much more that the cops can do.
Exactly.
For you to stir this back up and not in a negative way, but in a positive way, to get it back out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And God, what are you going to do when someone gets found because of this?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like for
Right.
real.
Oh, yeah.
What
I
are
mean,
you going to do? Like you're going to shit your pants.
Yeah, there's
like
no-
for real. Like
Yeah.
you're going to be on cloud nine. Like
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, even if
Yeah.
it's just one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
unreal. I mean, like I said, I can't imagine, I just can't imagine.
For
if
real,
somebody
man. Like
found,
I'm
you
so
know,
into this right now. Like everybody, Jim, I know Alan's into it, Logan and those guys. I don't see Ronnie in here yet, but I can guarantee it that Ronnie's going to be on board with this.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You know what I mean? Even if they just duct tape
Whatever,
a clear
yeah.
envelope on the side of
Yeah,
their car,
whatever, yep.
You know what I mean, and then have people handing stuff out. I know Ronnie and them got a great
Yeah.
setup at the racetrack down in the pits.
Yep.
Where mad people come over,
Oh, yeah.
and can just simply
Yeah.
have a table sitting there with,
yeah.
with a rock sitting on the flyers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, take this, take a second look.
Exactly.
Just
Yep.
take this with you. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? It could be on the floor of your car. You could
Yeah,
go to Martin's
I
or
know.
Giant and see this little girl
Right,
or,
yeah.
or boy, this child
That's right.
that you may have. And circling back to the fingerprinting thing, and I started to kind of go to the dark side on that. But I would imagine that, you know, if they would get kidnapped, that people would manipulate the way their features would look, like dye their hair and stuff like that, and that would be another way that you could be identified. And I'm not trying to pressure or promote fingerprinting, but I'm just trying to think of a solution on like how can these children be identified.
Yeah.
Or any distinguishing features.
Yes.
That's the other thing.
Any
Like,
distinguishing
let's say
features,
they had
yes.
a scar here from getting stitches or something,
Right.
or whatever, a mole,
Yes.
anything like that. You
Right.
know, because that's what it, you know, can seal the deal. You
Right.
know? And you know, when we look, you know, I've been studying this whole thing with like the private investigators and bounty hunters. It's what it falls under, and there's a certification and such to do that. And you know, like I would love to be able to go out and look.
Yeah.
I would totally.
Yeah.
In fact, I helped up north when I was up there look for a young lady, and unfortunately she was found deceased, murdered. But in the mountains, and you know, we looked for, it was weeks and weeks went on. Yeah, literally weeks and weeks. And it was like, I really was wanting to find her. I mean, not that I didn't want to, but I really was like into it, you know? And in a way I was glad we found her, obviously not the way she was, but I think at that point in time, the parents were
At least they know, man.
at least
Yeah.
they know.
You know what
That
I mean?
closure.
And that person was brought to justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did that.
Hey,
They were-
your brother's on here talking. Sam,
Yeah.
did you see what he said?
That's my sister.
Oh, your sister? Your sister, brother?
I love
Sorry.
that. I'm
That's
gonna
great.
have a good time with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Have
that's
a good
great.
time with
Everyone's
that.
your brother, so.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
who it was, to be honest with you. I just said your brother.
I'm gonna have a good time with that one.
Okay,
I
good.
appreciate that.
Right on, man.
And you guys touched on something that you're going to talk about too, and I was thinking about was you mentioned like fair. Mm-hmm. Any of the home shows, fairs, any place, amusement parks. Don't think for a minute that that those that are doing this bad stuff.
Yeah.
That's like a stomping ground for them.
Right, but
Yeah.
it's also a good
Yeah.
place for us to promote this.
Exactly, because the more you put promotion out like
Yeah.
that, it deters
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And
100%, man.
yeah, and cameras are a good thing at places. Obviously, we can go back and look at cameras and such. But just having, I tell you, a lot of parents, well, what do I do? Yeah, well, like the fingerprinting, the picture book, but just having a conversation. The more you know, I'm not saying that the better relationship you have makes you immune
Yeah, right.
from your child ever getting
Right.
abducted.
Right.
But the other one is too, is we all fight with our kids. You know,
Ronnie's on there.
I-
He said anything he can do to help, he'll be there.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Anything like you know, you have discussions or kids have fights, right? Kid runs away. Lots of times girls run. Okay. Well, in their mind, they have every intention they're coming back. Okay,
Right.
everybody's scared. Where'd little Judy go? You know.
Yeah.
blah, blah. But
terrifying.
on the other way, people that are out there doing these bad things, this is like a perfect time because she thinks she's going back because she got everyone's attention.
Right.
Think about it. That's what kids do. You know, well, I'm going to scare them. I'll get back, dad, mom, wonder where they're at. You know, they're scared. But then people like this take advantage of that because they know and see this stuff going on. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean,
He said your brother will help.
Yeah, man.
that works, buddy.
I love it.
That works. Oh, yeah.
I love it.
And what we do is a lot of the guys racing, these stickers, and it has the tagline and all that on it. They will be, I got a lot more of them coming, and I got like I don't know, 15, 20 drivers in all different classes to put this, put it on their car.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that way, if someone comes up and says, well, what's racing to Reunite,
Yeah.
and they can say, well, it's this, and just share a moment about it. It's just all about awareness.
Yeah.
That's
Do you guys
what
have a website?
right now, I'm just using my Facebook page and things.
Gotcha.
I'm kind of in trying to. I'm basically modeling it out like a business,
Yeah.
like doing
Right.
this and this and this.
Well,
and
you
this.
got a lot on your plate too. You work
Yeah.
full time.
Yeah.
The racing's getting ready to kick up.
Yeah.
I know that you guys tore the car down.
Yeah.
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 And I know you got a lot on your plate, but like you said, it's like a business.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
step
yeah.
at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly right. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and some days, things you want to do, you can't. You know, it's like I really want to do that, but you get a bug. Other days, things just roll. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh man, this is great. Like I'm ecstatic word to this point.
Right.
I got to be honest.
Absolutely.
I mean, because you know, when you always start something, and the support has been overwhelmingly positive. You know, totally. They used to put kids on milk cartons too.
Right.
Yeah,
And they don't
right?
do that
Yeah,
anymore.
what happened to that?
I don't know why they.
Yeah, right.
We were talking about that the other night. I don't know why they don't do that.
Yeah, and I think they used to always put 2 on their ones that were found too, not just
Oh
the
yeah,
ones that
yeah,
were missing.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
And like Gio had a good thing. He
Yeah, that
said
is a
there,
good
man.
idea,
He said
man.
about putting them on our work bands.
Yeah. Oh no, that'd be awesome. You know.
Yeah.
And I want to share too when people are found, whether it's someone found this young lady, authorities found her, whatever. You know, I like to post that too because I mean that gives, like I said, it gives you're not the think about if you're the parent
Yeah, man.
of a child that's been gone for 2 months.
Right.
That's 2 months of hell.
Yeah, man.
Like that one could not have ever imagined.
No way.
I can't
Absolutely
even
not.
fathom it.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
You know, and your life has just changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Right.
And have a lot of faith. You know, that's the thing. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say that anywhere. I know in today's world, you know, we touch around things, but you know, have a lot of faith in Jesus Christ who I am.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm here to tell that you know the young people out there that are missing. You know, people will look and continue to look, and you will be found.
Yeah.
And I'm also here to tell you the people who did it, they will be apprehended, and justice will be served.
Yeah.
And it has to be served. You know,
Yeah.
there's our last president, Donald Trump, put a big surge on this in his last year and a half of presidency. I'm talking if you remember, there'd be 200 children found today, 200 kids, you know, and this is a ring, and they breached and found these kids.
Wow.
That's insane.
It
Yeah,
is.
man.
You know,
Yeah.
holy moly. And people ask too, where do these kids go? They stay in the United States, they go, it's about 50-50. Yeah, there's a direct pipeline going across into abroad
Yeah.
that they're out of the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're
Yeah, once
especially,
they're out of the country, you're not.
it's
finding
hard.
them.
Especially border states.
Yeah.
You know, if they're lost or taken on border states, yeah, it's bad. But it's still look, you know, and
Of course.
and within the states, there are areas that are prone to have this, and unfortunately, legislation's been, what I want to use, taken away, you know, for that. It's not as a pressing thing now. Where they did really they were finding kids. I think they found 500 kids in 3 weeks.
Wow.
You know, because they were on this stuff, watching,
Yeah.
watching, and bam, you know. And I mean, I was like, that's great news, you know. I mean, you see the news all the time; it's
Right.
depressing,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, this is good stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely, man.
I mean, if you don't feel good about this, you don't have a heart. You know, you're not human. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
200 kids get found, I mean, that's great. And you know, but unfortunately, that's kind of slipped back down on the bottom. And I, you know, I don't think it should, obviously, and I'll promote all day long. I would rather see my tax money going to some things like
Yeah.
that. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah.
be human about it. You know,
Right.
it is
Absolutely.
what it is. You know, and we know the state of affairs that we're all in right now, and with everything. You know, not to be political or financial, whatever, but at the end of the day, you know, I would never bat an eye knowing that my tax money, you know, that the American people's tax money was pulled to fund what a group, whether it's the
A
federal,
task
the
force or
FBI, the
something.
task force
Yeah,
to do this
someone,
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to find kids.
I mean, I mean that's I would never bat an eye about that. Not at
Yeah.
all.
You know, and it doesn't affect anyone until it affects someone.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Until it happens to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's the sad reality of this. And for you to step up and do something like this without having had something like this happen to you, that's pretty admirable. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because you look at a lot of these instances where people decide to start doing stuff like this, you know, for whatever cause it may be.
Right.
Usually it's because they were directly affected by it,
Right.
and you know they want to bring awareness to it or what have you. But I agree, Ty. It's awesome that you know you're just stepping up and doing this without having, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
without
no,
having any
I
serious
agree.
Thank
but,
God.
I agree.
yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's
Yeah, I
absolutely good
appreciate
stuff. Maybe we can talk to Johnny Stauffer over at Flash Ave and maybe get a link, get that
Yeah.
logo
Yeah.
put on our website or
Yeah,
something
man.
like that.
Great.
That when they click it, it'll go right to your
Great
page or
idea. I
something.
don't know if John's watching.
Yeah, that'd be
Something
great.
like that.
No,
Yeah.
anything to do like that, and like I said, the racing's kind of a the platform for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking I'm out here having fun, going around the ring, racing, and all this stuff, and somewhere along the line there's a child. I mean, we've all gotten misplaced in life.
Yeah.
I can remember one incident. Don't laugh at Waynesboro Kmart.
Yeah.
It ain't even there anymore.
Right.
And when you're like 8 or 9 years old, Waynesboro Kmart's like the biggest in the world.
Yes.
And and you used to be able to eat in there.
Yes. I remember.
I remember getting away from my mom, and I do remember this. And like I was lost, and like I said, that felt like miles and miles in the store when you're like 8, 9 years old.
Absolutely.
And I was like starting to get unglued. You know what I mean? Because I was like, what's going on? Nothing looks normal.
Yeah.
And I remember being upset, and a lady who worked there, and they did it overhead. But I was never so glad to see my parents.
I bet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they probably
Absolutely.
felt the same way.
Oh
too.
yeah, I mean totally. Because I've had my daughter one specific time. She was meandering around, like the girl in the store.
Yeah.
And somebody was talking to me, and like 25 minutes, shame on me passed,
Yeah.
And she was over doing something, and I was like having like heart palpitations.
Yeah, man.
I mean, literally, and it was
Yeah.
like 20 minutes.
Right.
And I seen her, and finally I seen her, and it was like. I wanted to yell, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Where were you?
Yeah, but then that like went away. I was like, oh, it's like, oh, I mean, because that's like crazy. It's like the most empty feeling you can imagine.
Right,
You
absolutely.
know,
Absolutely,
it's like
man.
holy moly.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Yeah. No, this is a great cause, man. This is definitely one of our best episodes that we've ever had.
Awesome.
And not to cut you short, because
No.
I feel like we could talk
Yeah.
all
100%.
freaking
Yeah.
night.
oh yeah,
Dude, and believe me, we'll have you on the show again. This is actually your second time on the show. We always enjoy when you come up to visit us. I wanted to get the fender and put the fender up here.
oh yeah,
But next time you
That's
come
right.
on,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
that's right. It's
next-
hanging in the.
next
it's hanging
time
up
you
in the
come
shop.
up, we'll make sure we'll have the fender,
Yeah.
displayed, and we can bring your car up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
yeah. Totally.
we'll why I got you here, let me ask you a question. May 7th through the 9th, are
Yeah.
you racing that weekend?
April, May 7th. I don't have to be. Like I'm not nailed down to a certain select event.
Because we're going to be at the home show, and we got select few extra spots
Yeah.
to bring some cars up. I know Jim's in.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear back from Ronnie. Jim's going to bring his car and Ryan's car up, the go-kart.
Yeah.
And I think we're waiting to hear back from Logan and those guys to make sure that they're not racing
Yeah.
that
No,
weekend.
we
I'd
could-
like to get
yeah.
all the cars there because that could be the one time this year
We get all together.
we
yeah.
can get everyone together that weekend. And
Yeah, maybe every day every day of the show we can maybe swap out pictures on the
Yeah.
cars.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
maybe bring some
Yeah, I
events
love
out
the
there,
setup
too.
because by then I'm working on, like I said, having some more display stuff when I go places and things, and set that up, and that would be great.
And we'll
Yeah,
help you in
absolutely.
any way we can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, that'd
Any
be
way
great.
we can.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So the home show, May
Yes.
May 7th through the 9th.
Yes, it's the 53rd annual Home and Garden Show.
Yes, it is.
Down at the York Fairgrounds. TC Backer is going to have a really big presence there this year. We'll be going live every day from out there like we did last year.
Yep.
I'm not sure what we're going to be doing out there special, but we'll be doing something for the community.
Huge.
Horizon Lawns is going to be their first one.
Yep.
So, they'll be doing all the displays out there, I believe. It's going to be awesome.
It
So
is.
we'll be talking a lot about that once we get the ideas stewing and everything on what
absolutely.
we're going to be doing out there.
Right, it's free parking, dog friendly. Bring the kids. There will be some cash and carry, what they call it, cash and carry vendors there. It starts Friday, Saturday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. and then Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then Sunday from 10 a.m. to I think 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And then what else is going on there? So it's the 53rd one. It's the York Expo Arena on 334 Carlisle Road, York, PA. It's going to be a good time. I mean, it really is going to be a good time. Horizon's going to be there. We're going to have the cars there. Hopefully, I know
Yeah, I can
Jim
do
and
that.
Ryan are bringing their cars up. We're going to have that. We're going to unveil the Evolved Stone.
Yeah.
You can come on down and actually shoot a couple pieces on it if you want to try
Yeah,
it
we're
out.
going to have a live display that people are actually going to be able to themselves go up and install this stuff and see
Oh,
how
really?
it works.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, that's great. Like
yeah,
hands-on
so
little
we'll
deal.
Be, we'll
Yeah.
be, I think we're going to try to do something where we can build a different setup,
Yeah.
you know, each day and have,
Yeah.
have people do some stuff so they can really see how this stuff
You
works.
can count us in. on that.
Awesome.
Like if
Awesome,
I
man.
have my car there, obviously it has
Perfect.
TC backer on the Horizon Lawns.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That
Yeah.
would
Great.
be, it'll be sweet.
You know, and then I can spin off here with this, and
Yeah,
that's
sure.
great for me.
You
Yeah.
can
You know.
stand there all weekend long if you want.
Yeah.
You're more
Yeah.
come on up and join the family.
I would
bro.
totally do this in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Tommy's
Yeah,
I'm
setting
in.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
That's
we're
good
going to
stuff.
need all hands on deck
Yeah.
when it comes down to this. The things that we have in mind that we want to do for the home show this year, we're going to need everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That'd
Yeah,
count us.
we're going to need everybody. We're going to do something big. We're not going to unveil it yet, but you guys will know as soon as we get all our T's and I's dotted.
Yeah, you guys know how we roll, man.
That's right.
It's,
You kinda, oh yeah, you it's a
it
class act here, buddy. But it
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
it rolls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm
For
serious.
sure.
That's the way it is.
I told someone today I'm either all or nothing.
Yeah,
and,
moving,
and
yeah.
This is all of it.
Moving and
Right.
shaking, man.
We're-
That's
we're
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good stuff, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of good things going on right now. You know, we had some discussions today, and you know, sometimes you get stuck on that one or two little negative thing right there, but you know, it's all about mindset, and if you can really think about the positive stuff that we've done for the community and the positive
Yeah.
things that we do for our coworkers and the positive things that are just happening all around us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those
Yeah.
are the things that we really need to focus on.
Yeah.
We need to get out of self and start thinking about others.
No, I agree 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's that time of
Yeah.
year for us that, you know, out of the doom and gloom winter and the snow and every other crappy thing that's been going on lately, man.
Right.
And it's time for us to, it's that time of year again.
Yeah.
You know, and my juices are getting flowing again, and Tommy's doing
Yeah.
his thing, and Ronnie and is doing his thing. We're sponsoring a softball team. You know what I mean? Like, we're
Yeah.
doing great things. Our reach is a lot further than we think, I believe, a lot of
Yeah.
times. You know, and,
Yeah,
and the
I agree,
impact
man.
that we have on the community and other people's lives and stuff. And that's
Yeah.
really what we need to focus
Yeah.
on. Like,
And
what
it's
can-
hard sometimes, man. It's hard not to dwell on the 5% negative, you know. Sometimes it's tough, but
Absolutely.
it takes sometimes
Yeah.
a kick in the butt, and you know, you just got to really think about the positive that you have, just to kind of, that outweighs the negative a lot of
Yeah.
times, man.
I mean, my thought is like, with everything that's going on, obviously it's been we can name like 3 major things in our world
Right.
that's occurred over the year: COVID, election, you know, blah blah. Blah.
Right.
But when you think about all that, like, clearly, what happens at those levels, it happens.
Yeah.
We have very little control
Yeah,
over that.
right.
As much as we want to think that I mean, but we don't have much control over that.
No.
But we got control over stuff like this and what you guys are
Right.
doing and people around us.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the old saying, I'm just keeping my head down and minding my own, you know, and doing
Yeah.
my
Yep.
thing in my circle.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what we say. We're staying in our own bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what happens out
In
there,
our
'cause I got no
circle of
control over it.
safety.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Bottom line.
The,
Yeah.
the things that you can control: attitude,
Yeah.
your work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting up and kicking butt every day.
Yeah.
You have complete control
Exactly.
over that, man. You can make your day as bad as you want to, or you can make it as good as
Right.
you want
That's
to.
right.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, man.
I totally agree with that.
For real. It's
all the
all
way.
about mindset.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So that's going on. And speaking of the Evolved Stone at the home show, keep in mind, guys, March 24th, that Wednesday night, we're going to be having a master installer, and
Yep.
the president of Evolved Stone is going to be coming down here live from Jersey. We're going to be doing a live demo, building a wall out of Evolved Stone,
Yep.
live
Nice.
on set here.
Nice.
So we'll get to see, you guys will get to
Nice.
see what's going on with that. We'll actually get to really see it in action.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, we've held the stuff in our hands.
Yeah.
But we haven't really
Yeah.
installed it yet.
Yeah.
You know, so,
That's
we're gonna
great.
we're gonna really show everyone just how easy it is to install.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put my paycheck on it that anyone out there that has any kind of general knowledge on how to use a tool
Yeah,
can
can
install
do
this
it.
Yeah,
stuff.
any kind of
100%,
mechanical
man.
skill. I mean, you're definitely gonna be able to
100%.
figure this out. And you can use it on the interior, the exterior, around
Oh, wow.
hardscaping, landscaping, facade on the front of your home, just a little decorative piece here and there around a fireplace inside your home. It's really, really cool stuff. We're super excited about it. We feel like it's going to change the masonry industry,
Right.
just because it's not temperature sensitive.
Yeah.
A lot of times masons can't work in the wintertime
Yes.
because the mortar will freeze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, this it's not. It's dry stack, so there's no mortar involved like that. The mess, there's 25% less, 75% less mess, dust.
So you guys are hardscaping?
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of hardscape?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to open up avenues for all kinds of stuff. man,
Hardscaping
for sure.
is, that service is very circular. You know what I mean? There's a
Yes.
lot of things that
That it can
fall
cover.
in it.
Yeah.
Like when
Absolutely.
you hardscape, we've done some of it as well. When you hardscape, you face plumbing things, you face electrical things,
Yeah.
you face because you're digging up some. There's a whole thing. That's great.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
hardscape
just the
is great.
repair game. What's going to happen? How many times do we run into it in the new construction world
Yeah.
where, something isn't installed right prior to stone
Yeah.
going in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden you got to have masons come back. They got to rip all kinds of stuff off, which
Can't
usually
match.
damages the roof.
Yeah, mortar won't match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess. Now with
Yeah.
this stuff, it's easily removed.
Yeah.
Easily installed, easily removed. Typically the way that it's installed, as far as like moisture control, when it comes to masonry, it's like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
It'll absorb. If the preparation's not done correctly, you're gonna have serious issues within 5 years.
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, they may be falling off the house because everything behind it is deteriorating. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, this
Yeah.
stuff here, there's a rain screen. So you put house wrap on first. You put on what's called a rain screen, and then you put the stone on over that rain screen.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
if any moisture or water or anything gets behind it, it just runs right out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it won't
Yeah,
absorb
that's
it.
great
stuff, man.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
it's like a resin, so it doesn't absorb.
Okay.
Like this, to me, it's nice. It's going to be good.
Technology is fun.
Yeah.
It is,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
And
That's
it's been
good,
around
man.
forever.
Right.
So it's not like a new product that
Right.
just came out. Like if you've ever been to a Gander Mountain
Yeah.
or a Bass Pro Shop and you see those mountains and that fake water, the real
Yeah.
waterfall in the
Yeah.
mountains,
Yeah.
well, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, the gentleman who bought the company, who owns the company, actually bought it from that company.
Okay.
And then started to create like dry stack stones out of it.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
it's the first time it's been used this way,
Okay.
but it's the same exact product,
Right.
made the same exact way.
Wow.
And when you cut it, it's color through and through.
Oh, okay. So
So
that's
it's
good.
not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a veneer.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like a solid resin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's great. I
Yeah.
love this stuff,
Yeah,
man.
it
sounds
good. I'm
ready to
excited
rock and
about
roll
it for
with
sure.
I'm pretty excited. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
ready.
so that's March 24th. Make sure you guys tune in. We'll be talking about it every week until that happens. But that's only 3 weeks from now.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
It'll be
right.
here before we know it.
yeah, so, and hiring. We're looking for people. We're always looking for good talent. We've
Yes.
got plenty of positions open. If anyone out there knows anyone, Tommy, if you know anyone out in
Yeah.
the Waynesboro area,
Yeah,
our
let
reach
us
is pretty
know.
far.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot of work out
Yeah,
in
we're
Waynesboro.
picking
Well,
up.
I got to be honest. I don't work here, but I can tell you, if you're looking for a job, this is the place to go
Awesome.
because this is a class act.
Thank you.
We talk about that all the time. You guys take care of your people. I've never seen unhappy people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the normal daytime, I
Right.
see people are they're excited
Right.
that you're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes a long ways.
Yeah, man.
You know,
does.
that's cool.
Absolutely.
Yes, it does go a long way, and we work hard at that. That's not
Yeah.
that's not easy to develop that camaraderie and that
Yeah.
that culture.
You're right.
But we do try, and getting involved with the community. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
That's where it brings all of us together.
Sure.
And we
Yeah.
see a different side to all of us.
Sure.
Caring and
Oh,
giving.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
not always about just work.
No, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're giving back to the community, and it pulls us together, and it just does something for your spirit. When we all
It
pull
does,
together like
yeah.
that the 21 turkey salute that we did.
Oh, that was great.
I mean
Yeah.
I know I was on a high, and
Yeah.
you could see everybody was buzzing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
For a
Everyone
minute.
loved it, man. Everyone loved it.
You know what I mean? And so here it's that time of year again, man. Like we
Yeah.
just need to, after the winter blues, man, and that little slight
Yep.
depression that everybody's got.
I know.
And spring's right around the corner, man. And we got our food drive coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We got to pick a date for that. For the Union, Lutheran
Yep.
Union down there, we want to do a food drive, literally a drive.
Okay.
So we got all kinds of cool stuff, and I'm glad to be a part of this. Racing to
Yeah.
Reunite. I'm gonna have that's a tongue twister.
I know
for
it
me.
is. Yeah. Thank me for that.
It's
I was
catchy,
like,
though,
wonder
you know?
what-
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It is
too.
It's
catchy.
catchy. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
So-
very catchy.
I mean, you and I talked about this similar. Remember,
Yeah.
when we first
Reconnected.
reunited.
Yeah, reunited
Yeah,
when we
right.
first.
Seriously, and
Yeah.
I've seen Ty in a lot of years,
Yeah.
and we sat down and I mentioned it. This was
Yes.
going in my head, and
Yeah.
then unfortunately, COVID hit and
Yes.
everything got
That was
messed
the
up.
first conversation we had.
Yeah, it was, and just like this new product you guys are going into, this right here encompasses a lot too. Because one is you take a child, there's education with your children. It also forces one to have a better relationship with your child.
Right.
And it also forces one is to, talk to your children about, drugs, the sex trafficking. And these are things that are more prominent nowadays. It may not be this, the child getting taken, okay, but the child being groomed and steered in a very bad direction.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of different avenues.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? But no matter what we're doing here, whether it's racing a Reunite or looking for kids, I mean, the bottom line is parents need to have a good relationship,
Yep.
and understanding. I think it's the time and day, in my opinion, from when we grew up
Yeah.
till now, that parents need to be in control. And I'm not here to give a parenting class. I'm not the world's greatest parent, but I'm here to say that parents need to have boundaries and be in control.
Yeah.
And you're never going to take that factor that this could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
You could be the best parent in the world. There's nothing in the book that says if I be the best parent in the world and I do this never happened. No, that's not so.
Right.
Unfortunately, we'd like to think that, but it's
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So, but I think if you're proactive,
The percentage is better.
they always say, I'd rather be proactive
Yeah.
than reactive.
Absolutely.
100%.
That's one of our famous sayings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Reactivity
absolutely,
costs
man.
time, money,
Yeah.
and maybe a life.
Yeah.
So be proactive and
Yeah.
do things like that.
Good stuff, Tom.
Yeah,
Good
I
stuff,
appreciate it. I brought you guys. We had these little name. They're like a plastic right
Nice.
here, racing
Love
the
it.
Reunite there for your
Thank you, brother.
for your table in here. And we'll be doing a bunch more stuff here coming
Absolutely.
up. But and obviously you seen it on the race car. We carried on the car.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that's
And,
good stuff, man.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
yeah, we carried there. So we're really excited about that. So.
Love it.
And Brandon from Summit Signs back in Waynesboro, I got to give a huge shout out. I knew I had a vision of what I wanted for a logo, and I'd spent like hours figuring out what I wanted to do, and I kind of gave him the base concepts, and this guy produced this,
Yeah.
and I was like, you hit that out of the park. You know what I mean? I'm like,
that's
that's great.
Yeah.
I was stoked. So shout out to him. He's been
Right.
really great.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And speaking of shout outs, this was such a great episode that I feel bad that we really
Yes,
didn't
we
get
really
to do
didn't.
any shout
Yeah,
outs.
shout outs went out.
Chris, do you want to do some shout outs before we sign off here?
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. My brother Sam Staub.
Yeah.
My mom Dawn. How you guys doing? Alan Tyson, our weekly visitor here. I appreciate you guys always supporting us. David KX, David Bruno, Enrique's in here. Kim
Yeah.
Smith. The whole TC Backer fam's in here. We appreciate you guys
Yes.
hopping in here, man. For real. Ronnie Orwig, Gio, Chuck in the Truck. Who else we got in here, man? Brittany Butler, what's going on? Mike Wise. Vic's in here from behind the scenes.
Oh, Mike
Jana,
Wise.
how you doing, Jana?
Yeah, Mike
Hopefully your
Wise is
hand's
in
feeling
there.
better,
Yeah.
girl. Daniel Barker was in here earlier. Dallas from 360 Image.
Yep.
Lauren. Who else we got in here? You want to take over a little bit? I think that's all I got for
Did
my
you
friends
say
list, buddy.
David KX?
Yep, I got
All right.
all them. I got all them covered.
Yep.
Brandon
I mean,
Severns, what's up, buddy?
I think you covered mostly everybody that I see here. I see Sam, your brother's still in here. Sorry about that. Everybody's brother. So sorry. That's just how I do it. Lorona is in there. Janny Banani, thank you for always being my rock. She gave me some words of wisdom right before the show.
Okay.
Yeah, she did.
Good.
Yeah, she did. I mean, everybody. I want to just thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Thank you guys so much. We really do this for you guys. I mean, we have fun. We do it because we have fun. And I think sometimes we lose a little sight of that and stress
Right.
ourselves out if we're going to have a good enough show or not. But really, it's about having fun. We're not getting paid to do this. No one's holding a gun to our head to make us do this.
Right.
we do it because we have fun. We do it. It seems like you guys are having fun, and we get to meet great people, reunite with great people, bring great guests on the show,
Yeah,
and
bring awareness to things, man.
yeah, man,
for
bring
real.
awareness to things. And if there's anyone out there that knows someone that might want to get on the show because they have a good cause, by all means, put it in the comments. Reach out to us through Messenger, through Facebook, through our cell phone, through the website, through whatever. We're always around. We're always available. And we're always down for, doing great things for people in need, or, the less fortunate, or even things for missing children. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah,
My bad.
our
Sorry about
our
that.
backdrop dropped.
Yeah, so I guess that means we're
Reality,
running out.
reality TV
We
going on.
only
It's
have,
reality TV.
yeah, right?
But yeah,
So,
it was a great show tonight. I
Yes.
appreciate you coming up, Tommy.
Yeah.
If anyone has any kind of questions for his movement that he's doing, you can reach out to him,
Yeah.
reach out to us. He's got a Facebook page.
Yep.
And once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll catch everyone next week, next Wednesday at 7. Hopefully everyone finishes out their work week well. Enjoy the good weather here. I
Yeah.
think we're going to have a little bit of cold over the weekend, but I see 60s next week. So,
Yeah, I know. It's breaking.
bring it
everyone
on.
have a good rest of your week. Thank you, and we'll see you guys next week at 7.
Yep, thank you.